Hey, what's up? Do 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 do. Well, I might need to bring some duster or something in here. Everything's got either white kitty fur on it or dust. What's up, Pilsy? That'd be pyro. How you doing tonight, man? Jump in, say, motherfucker, like old Pilsy the squirrel. You seen that shit? I love it. Especially squirrel songs where he's screaming about, singing about not having any medication. He's pointing his fingers like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You got more pills than I do, motherfucker. It's funny. I hear you, man. I've been doing something a little similar myself with cameras and electronics and such today. I was making sure that the sound was good on all my cameras. So not only are they there, now they can hear everything. Outside, anyway. Thinking about putting these systems together and actually selling them around here locally. I've been stress testing this one and beating the crap out of it, and it seems to be pretty resilient. I don't know it by heart, man, but I think I know what you're talking about. Like a croissant kind of cake, pretty good. Hell, man, there's so many I can't really pull them out of thin air anymore. That's why I started recording them. Cool. Yeah, I like those, man. Tell you what, man, I could have bought a whole box of old bottles and stuff like that the other day, but I just didn't feel like carrying them that far. There's some really nice stuff in there, too. I was like, damn, Pyro Al, he'd snatch this up if he was here. Ah, cool. Have it firing off in sections, like slices. That's cool. I done a little comparison with my fuse, and I don't know why, but like my perfect fuse, I had a roll of it. I don't know, maybe 50 feet left on this roll, and it went from being, like a medium speed fuse to being like a quick visco. That shit's so quick now, it's no point really. I'm like, what the hell made this fuse get quicker? Must have just been defective halfway through or something, and they didn't care. I thought the S-rack that I fused with it was like way, way, way too quick, quicker than it should have been. That's why. Right now I'm running low on slow fuse, which is what I used to have too much of, which is ironic. That'd be real nice, man. I know what you're talking about. I can see that in my mind. That'll be cool. Have to have it positioned right because it's going to be quick, though. I had something like that this last year with You Got Caught Red-Handed cake. It's made something like that. And really sweet, really lights up the sky. But man, if you're not paying attention, it's over in a heartbeat. Okay, I don't know what that beeping noise is. I don't think it's from any of my equipment. Okay, unknown beep. That's not good. They are if you can find a good one, man. Believe it or not, I hate to even say the name, but Phantom Fireworks had one that I liked. It was a Tangusta Blast. And the reason I liked it was the crossheads, but it had that yellow lemon kind of color to it that was real nice. Hey, Tennessee Pyro, how you doing, man? Just saw you come in. Congratulations on the Black Cat win, man. That stuff's pretty sweet. I'm sure you can find a nice spot for that banner. Yeah, blue and purple are my favorite pyro colors, hands down, man. Blue is my number one, with purple being my second favorite. Hell, now you can get some really nice electric blues, which is my favorite, which is, the electric blue. Back in the day, just seeing any blue was like something, you know. Cool. Sweetness, man. Yeah, the one you got, you won Tennessee, has got the black cat in the center with the black background on the flag. 3 feet by 5 feet, pretty good size flag, you know. I got two of them. One of them's from my buddy Pyro, dude. I figured he'd like it better than a get well soon card. I just haven't got around to getting everything mailed out, but that's what I'm doing tomorrow, is going to the post office and getting a bunch of stuff sent out. Couldn't do anything today, being a holiday and all. I wish I could, though. Yeah, I hope your mom gets feeling better, man. I know how kind of stress that puts a person under. Me and my mother's really close, or was really close, and now, with their health and shit, it's really hard. Very stressful for a son. The problem with shit like that is when you're having problems, life don't stop to say, oh, well, this guy's got his hands full already. Let's not add to it. Usually, in those times when you have your hands full, is when life decides to just dump the rest of it on you, which makes shit even more fun. Believe me, I'm an expert on such things, unfortunately. My mom's still home, but it might end up that direction. I don't know. Her health is in such bad shape. I doubt it's going to be a concern, to be honest. It's just with my mother's health being bad, and my old man's health is all right, but he's got that like dementia getting pretty bad. And my brother, he's just a dumbass. I don't know. And my brother, I count on him to hold shit together up there, but half the time he's losing his shit because he's one of those people that don't like to go around crowds or public or anything like that, which makes it really hard to deal with shit, like life. Unfortunately, usually they fuck up shit so bad that they have to get me to help them, and by then it's a giant clusterfuck of whatever they've got going wrong at the time. It's just a mess, man. Yeah, that's what I said, man. Life don't stop. That's for. It's almost like life senses a little weakness and starts piling more shit on them, man. From time to time, I just get my limit with it, man. Go through a few days of feeling like shit and try to bounce back, but it's not easy. It's one of the reasons why I like my pyro hobby. It helps get out frustrations in a healthy way, I think. Pyro out, man. If I built a 100 shot cake, me personally, the time that I would invest in it, I would want to make it stretch out as long as I could. I'd probably go for a big impressive burst on that one. But this is coming from a guy that's never built any cake, so take that into account. I mean, I've modified my good share of them, but I've never built any. Hell, if I could fix stuff, this cartridge I'm messing with wouldn't be leaking like hell. This thing's ruining my battery. Yeah, Tennessee, I tell you, bro, you got to find something, though. Because if you just let the misery of life get on your ass, then you'll end up in bad place. Whatever it is that works for you for stress, man, that's what I'd recommend. Other than medication, because this stuff just makes people worse than when they started, I think. In my opinion. 100 shots in 2 seconds would be badass, but it's a hell of a lot of work for 2 seconds, man. Yeah. See, that's why I'm in a dangerous spot, pyro wise. I don't know what the hell I want to do next. I want to do something cool, but I can't really think of anything cool that's not like, holy shit, I need a hard hat and a bunker. Hey, Bucklight Studio, how you doing, man? Yeah, we like the big booms up in here, man. Then that's when you're KM. I don't understand what you mean there, Tennessee. That's good, man. This holiday's gonna have my week all messed up. I kept wanting to go to the post office like 2 or 3 times a day. But I did go to a lot of flea markets and yard sales that are pyro out. I got a few good deals. Actually bought an old Walkman, new in the box. It came with the auxiliary speakers and everything, like a cassette Walkman, right? Never been touched. I'm like, I have no use for this whatsoever. But the fact that it was still in the box unopened, I was like, shit, I gotta buy that. That it was only $2. Yeah. There's some sandstone cliffs that I was thinking about seeing if I could get them to slide down the mountain. I don't know. Maybe like bring down part of the hillside in that one area, just for the hell of it, more or less. Back when I was a kid, we'd drill into the mountainside and then we'd set charges and protect the high wall back and bring in heavy machinery and pick up all the rubble and extend the field a little bit longer when we needed more room. We had all of it. This field dropped like 20 feet in this entire field except for a little island in the middle of the original material where it set because there was a power pole there. By the time we were done, it was like 15 feet up in the air, that little island with that pole, and everything else around it was lower. I got to grow up playing with heavy. Yeah, man, I did. I saw one of your video. I'm pretty sure, Power about Labor Day firing off all them shots and such. And I saw your video when you were in there running your meal and such. It happens from time to time. Shoot, I'm crazier on YouTube when I don't have anything than I do when I than I am when I do. Lack of sleep's what makes me the craziest. When I'm up for 3, 4, 5 days, and I'm like, oh, I really shouldn't go on YouTube. I've been saying right now, but I don't care. That's what YouTube's for. That's what I'm trying to do there, Tennessee Pyro, with Boom Ridge, little centralized location, and I own all the properties, so we don't have to worry about the cops and stuff coming after us. It's a good place to shoot off. That's cool, man. RC helicopter. I've got a 6-channel Honeybee King 2 here somewhere. I put a brushless 3800 motor on it. Upgraded all the plastic parts to aluminum. Excuse me. Fully upgraded the helicopter and never flew it. I have so much money upgrading a helicopter, I'm afraid to fly it now, which is silly. The Honeybee King 2. Yeah, when I bought mine, I didn't know that the motor in them was junk. Just about everything wasn't set up right. I was one of them people that believed the box. Ready to fly out of the box my ass. That thing requires all kinds of setup and everything else. And first flight I got up, I lost control because I didn't know how to tram it out right. And as soon as I crashed, which I brought it down easy enough to not break anything, but the motor caught on fire. First flight. I'm like, this is great. I put the brushless 3800 in it. I got the rotation too powerful for the wooden blades that it came with and have to go to the carbon fiber type because I was afraid it was going to put a blade through me. Too much power now. Right now, all I have is like the SEMA helicopter over here, or the S-32, which is just a large, toy grade helicopter. But it's fun. I charged it. I haven't even tried it. It's brand new. But it's nothing, like no 6-channel beast or anything like that. It's just a toy one, more or less. This one is. I haven't even flown it yet. Dude, the only reason I got that helicopter is a guy had 2 of them, brand new, never been touched. And I asked him at a flea market what he wanted for them. He said he'd take $20, and I thought he meant a piece, but that was for both of them. 2 brand new helicopters for 20 bones, and those cost like, I think they go for like $130 on Amazon for that model. I sold one of the helicopters for like $80, and then kept the other one. I was like, hell yeah. Made $60, got me a new toy. Hell yeah, max load power, chilling's the name of the game, bro. Yeah, if you can fly a remote control helicopter, especially them 6 channels and above or whatever, you can fly about anything. And that honeybee, you could fly upside down with it if you wanted to, or if you could fly it and trim it out at the same time. Too many knobs, too much shit to keep up with. When I first picked up a drone, even though it was a cheap drone, it was like, holy shit, this is so easy. It's awesome. It's like it flew itself. Oh yeah, just one of them was worth $130 bucklite. So getting both of them for $20 was a steal. Belt driven and everything else, man. It's just way too complicated. And I picked up my first SEMA X5C, one of them little, toy grade drones, and it was like, my God, flying this is a piece of cake compared to the helicopters. Well, pyro, well, I built a bunch of planes, and I took them to the park to fly one day, and I've never destroyed that much remote control stuff in a day in my life. It was horrible. Nothing went right, man. Everything did not work. I messed up so much shit that day. It was not even funny. It was like an entire winter's worth of hobby I destroyed in a day. Not on purpose either. Some of it just didn't fly right from the get go. Cool, right? Right now, I'm flying these X. Oh shit, XK380 detect drones, and I really like them because their GPS makes them super stable, and they have 30 minutes of flight time with the stock battery, and that's easily upgraded to about 50 minutes to an hour. They'll lift about 5 pounds, max. I like flying those. Then I have a Ying Sang something or another, can't pronounce, but it's an X16 GPS drone. And what I like about it is the GPS and everything. I can switch on and off. When I switch the GPS off on that drone, it puts more power to the motors because it'll haul ass. Then I have this Cheerson CX20 Pathfinder, and it's actually a drone. I can program it from my laptop and send it around, and never touch the controls. It'll follow the route that I program into it anyway. And then I have these Star Wars collectors drones and stuff like that made by Propel that I've been messing with. And then some little JJRC small little drones for indoor stuff. Dude, I used to mess with them rubber band prop planes. I loved them things when I was a kid. I'd always try to upgrade the prop until the rubber band would snap the body of the plane in half. Yeah, I got busted for a flaming airplane in school one time, and I had nothing to do with that shit, dude. Hell yeah. That's a lot more fun, sissy. Damn. I just spent the winter putting together these electric models, varying quality and stuff. I had a B-17, B-25. I had all the really cool planes to look at, but as far as fly, their flight characteristics was less than stellar. Being made out of styrofoam, they didn't make it. I don't know those. Bucklight sounds interesting. Somebody had took a page out of a dictionary and made an airplane out of it and lit it and threw it out the classroom window, and it went made like a U-turn and come back through the window on the other side of the room and floated through the classroom on fire until it landed on the teacher's desk on fire. Instantly, I'm jerked up because, fire is me. Of course I did it. And I remember the classroom coming to my defense on that when I said I had nothing to do with it. I like, hell yeah. That teacher done thought she had my ass. She done called the cops, everything. I'm like, holy shit, what? I didn't do it. I think it's cool, Tennessee, that they're going to start using the electromagnetic catapult instead of using the steam catapult. I think once they get the growing pains out of it, it'll be a lot more reliable system with a lot less maintenance. Pretty cool, the actually military technology coming from the amusement park industry. It's usually the other way around. Talking about the nuclear bombs. The Enola Gay, and that's one of them stratofortresses, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a stratofortress. Super high altitude. It wasn't. Hey, fireworks for life. How you doing? I think you're thinking about the Doolittle ray with the B-25s, man. Because when we dropped the nuke, it was definitely a stratofortress. Big silver high altitude plane. I don't know if they used the same plane for both bombs. I don't think they did they? That I don't remember. But I know for the first one they did. They might have with the second one, pyro. I don't know, but I know the first one was the Stratofortress, the big guy, the Enola Gay. Yeah, Batman, a little boy. Shit's crazy though, man. I personally think it was more of a statement to the Russians to get the hell back after the war more than it was for what we needed it for. That and stop the ground force losses because Japan was going to make us pay for every inch. Damn. That's what I was seeing. What I was seeing that Buckley wrote. A lot of them airplane motors and stuff come back and was used in racing boats and shit back in the day. You could buy a giant surplus engine with crazy horsepower for practically nothing. There's lots of theories on that. Lots of theories on why they were dropped when they were. Oh hell. Oh, Blue Ridge facility. Oh shit, really? What'd you do to get punished by YouTube, Fireworks for Life? Aluminum overcast, huh? Yep. Seen a B-17 model. I wanted when I was a kid. It was a gasoline powered RC plane and it had the working bomb deep doors and everything. Like that was awesome. I can only imagine how much something like that cost. No, man. The only Air Force I have is my little drone fleet here on my desk. Some of them are rocket powered, though. No, I haven't seen it yet. You know, it's crazy. As many of them as was built, you think there would be more than that. Oh, no shit. Can claim your content is dangerous and explosive. Wait till they get a load of me. The hell'd you do, man? Or that. I'd like to say it was fun there Northwest, but I just fucking people kept aggravating the shit out of me. I spent my entire time trying to find a place away from everybody else. Damn, that is crazy. Either I haven't done anything too crazy or they just haven't got around to looking yet. Because that's all I do is fireworks and stuff. Just about. A little bit of drone stuff thrown in. Oh yeah, I think it's like rule number one. It says no fireworks or explosive devices. I think in the YouTube rules, it's like right there in the first paragraph, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it does say that right on the pack, don't it? But I mean, good grief, man. My response would have been, "What about the 1,000 other people?" you know. Huh? Damn. You've never had a problem with them before, and they just removed your channel for a month? Was it for a specific video that you posted, or just was it your videos in entirety? Damn, I wonder if they're coming after me. I did join another site called Library, which is basically the same thing as YouTube, kind of like in its early stage. I haven't really done much with it. Can't recommend it one or the other. But they do pay you up front for your videos. I mean, you're monetized from the start instead of having to wait for it like you do on YouTube. But I have like 200 videos. I think they gave me like $65 or something to move my videos over to their channel. Huh, damn. See, it might take something of mine down, and I'd be too stoned to remember I put it there. I'd be like, well, son of a bitch, should I put it up or what? I don't know. Ah, see, yeah, the one hasn't got my notifications or anything. That's how it works. Welcome, by the way. Hope you're doing all right. I hear you, Pyro out. Yeah, you gotta be careful with everything. Fireworks are dangerous stuff. You have fun with it, but only people that know what they're doing for real. Because there's a lot of this stuff that's way outside of people's level. Huh, damn. See, it must be kind of freezing me out, and nobody comes anyway. Good grief. Give me a thumbs up, guys. It might help a little bit. Maybe it's the only thing YouTube understands. Shit like that. I don't mess with any of them grow channels or any of that sub for sub bullshit or any of that anymore. I don't want fake supporters. People want to stop by and talk. That's great, but no fake people. No time for it. I think they do, man. I've got stuff before that were 2 or 3 days, or say something back on an email, and then 2 days later get a message back saying it didn't go through. I'm like, well, no wonder they didn't reply. What the hell's wrong with that? Appreciate it, guys. Was it big enough, huh? What do you mean, the one? Yeah, this is true. I like to do a little bit of both though, just some pyro. I always do it. Safety and my own property's got a lot to do with it. Yeah, it might not help your situation any. I don't know, but I understand the sentiment for sure. Check out this crazy thing that I picked up at a yard sale, right? It's a remote control car that you hit a button and it opens up into a laser guided rocket launcher that shoots darts, which is actually pretty damn cool. You know, I love remote control stuff, so I had to pick that up. But the cool thing about this thing is, man, is I got it for $10, and the price tag on the bottom says $100. So I know I got a good deal on that. I looked it up on Amazon. I think they go for about 70, 75, something like that. So for $10, it's a hell of a deal. Hey, Ray, what's happening, my friend? I'll be going up on the roof here in the next few days and trying to fix some places that got blown up in the last storm. I've got 2 little roof leaks I got to take care of. I can't afford to replace the roof this year, so it's going to have to be patched up enough to make it through the winter. Ah, man, I'm just going to do what you hate. I'm just going to try to fix what shingles I can and then tar up what I can't. Just enough to last until spring at least, where I can get the whole damn thing replaced. It's going to be kind of a stopgap measure, you know. Sweetness, man. I hope you found some good stuff for your collection. I like that really. I mean, I'm not a collector by any means, but I do like the weird, the old, the obscure, you know, just the oddball stuff. One of the reasons why I love fireworks. Yeah, I've been expecting a storm here for the last 2 days, Well, it's felt like it to me, but it's not happened yet. Oh, damn, man. Well, that's sad. But at least it fell in somebody's hands that would appreciate it. Corpse water. Yo, that sucks, don't it? Fuck it. I still drink Mountain Dew. It's the same thing as Pepsi, right? Pepsi always tastes like flat Coke to me, in my opinion, you know. Damn, Ray quit drinking the soda, huh? That's my only source of caffeine, dude. I gotta have my caffeine. Yeah, more or less. I know when I lived in Alabama, I was a couple of miles away from the RC plant. and you could go pick up the RC. I think it was 2 liter. But even being 25 cents a 2 liter, I still didn't want the crap. I hate RC. 33% urine. I don't know where you're getting your water, Ray, but you're doing it wrong, bro. You're trying to ask a question, but it won't go through. Dude, I don't know. I'm not doing anything. Oh, the recyclative, more like water fossil kind of theory. Yeah. That's more or less all moisture, though. Wrong tap, indeed. Oh, shit. Where the real pyro dude's at, man? I hope he's doing well. Hope he takes care of himself, man. I do. He's a good guy. Way too young to be having them kind of problems. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. That's a big problem that we face, too, as a nation. The pumping out them aquifers and stuff out in the Midwest and out west. The water's been under there in some cases for millions of years, leaving one hell of a hollow void as they pump it out for irrigation for all these, farms and whatnot. It makes a person wonder what's going to happen when they get done. There's nothing to keep that pressure. Probably be a big ass hole collapse in the ground. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not down with that fracking stuff. That way of mining just seems like a really stupid thing to do. They've already proven how many earthquakes and shit that stuff's caused and is causing. They're just unknown. I just like, damn, I just, I wouldn't do that kind of mining unless it was absolutely necessary. Um, Damn, blast firecrackers by brothers. I don't know if they're rare or not, but they're pretty good. Dude, I'd say on its best day, Michigan water's not that great considering the age of the water system, but they quit taking it through the river route and everything with the contaminated pipe, so it's back to what it was before they fucked with it. How good that was is, who knows? But after the damage is done, when you're dealing with lead, it's done. There's no way to reverse that shit. Yeah, it's me, man. There's a reason why ICP concerts they're throwing the Fago and they're not drinking it. Take it easy, Fireworks for Life, man. Good luck with YouTube and your channel and everything. I wouldn't go totally psycho just yet. Yeah, pretty much, man. I don't drink the water here in the small town I live in. I get bottled water, unfortunately, and I hate to add all that extra plastic to the garbage pile, but I can't drink this stuff down here. I don't want my family drinking it. I mean, it's so chlorinated that you can turn somebody can be running water in the kitchen and 5 or 6 rooms away. I can smell the water being run. So if it's got that much chlorine in it, it just can't be that good for you. It really can't. Yeah, Bucklight, what's up, man? Johnny Garcia, hey, how's it going, man? Shit. A hell of a lot of people over times died from the water, my friend. I dare to differ. And they say that's becoming a big issue too out in places in California where they're having these large tent cities and homeless people setting up. They're starting to get fecal contamination into the water systems, and things like scarlet fever and all kinds of diseases we haven't seen in a long time are popping their way back up. They're even talking about the plague coming out of some of these homeless groups that are on the streets. That's getting bad. Someone grows something sticky plant related. Hell yeah. That I have no problem with. Been digging out my Halloween decorations. And I know I've got more of them somewhere. I've been buying them all the time. I'm bound to have a mother load here somewhere. Different projectors and lights. I just be able to dig them out of all these boxes of shit. I've got all kinds of Halloween stuff. There's a store that had a lot of overpriced Halloween stuff, and after the holiday, they marked it down to practically nothing. I come down and I bought a lot of it, like these big lamp posts and stuff that light up with different directions, and has this like swirly light in the middle of the post, which is kind of crazy, and it talks and shit. I got a couple of those and some misters and stuff where you put water in it and like smoke and stuff comes out from the sides and shit, skulls, all kinds of effects like that. Smoke machines, LED lights, and rolls of shit. I'm gonna pull it out, decide what I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna take the rest of it to the flea market and resell that shit for profit. Basically, I got like a spirit Halloween shop about like half their inventory put away here somewhere. So I'm going to keep what I want or a couple of each thing that I like, and then I'm going to resell the rest here in the next month or so and make a profit. Yeah, stuff like just some pyro there. He won one of my projectors and stuff like that. This time of year, I can get a premium out of it, and all I had to do was hold on to it for a year. Dude, I've got more than enough to keep what I like and sell it as well. I'm actually going to have a few things probably on giveaway here before Halloween on my channel. Something cool. Like I have one of these skeleton misters right next to me where it's a skeleton in a coffin and you turn it on and it lights up and the water starts bubbling and it's got the mist that comes over the side. Pretty cool. Not a good thing to turn on in a pyro room, but still a pretty cool thing. And I have these bump and go ghosts that are like 4 feet tall, and you turn it on, and it's just more or less a ghost framed on like a Roomba kind of thing that goes around the room. Yeah, and I have one of that in like the ghost form, and also a broom that'll travel around the room and bump and go and stuff. Oh shit, dude! Oh hell! Just some pyro coming out of left field with the douche comment. Oh hell! That is one of my favorite episodes of South Park, though. Vote or die, motherfucker. You know, I still haven't seen the episode of South Park with Integrity Farms yet. I still haven't caught that one on. Oh shit, no, not again. Shots fired. Oh shit. Oh my. You. Oh, Pyro Al, man, don't. I wouldn't even go into that any deeper. And he's got his truth, you know. I just leave it at that, man. People have their reasons for having the problems that they do with individuals. That's pretty much all you gotta do there. Open candy, huh? Slightly used. I'm gonna put one of these reapers I've got on my drone and take it up and down the sidewalk a few times. Of course, last time I done that, people were stopping in the road and watching the damn drone stopping traffic. I was like, son of a bitch. I just tried to film the snowfall, first real snow of the year. I gonna go up the sidewalk, turn around, and come back. And people started stopping in the middle of the road watching the damn drone. I'm like, oh shit. Arg. God damn, man. Too much controversy. Yeah, I know all this shit's going on, but I like to just relax and chill. There ain't nothing I can really do about that shit. Fuck, I don't know. All I can tell people is keep their circle small, very small. I've been ripped off so many times, I don't trust hardly anybody anymore, man. That's horrible to have to be that way. But that's the way things are now. I hate to have to be that way. Damn. Well, tell us how you really feel, Pyro. Damn. Oh, shit. I hear you, man. It's like I said, I don't deal with hardly anybody because you can't trust hardly anybody anymore. I'm not putting myself out there at all anymore. Not like that. I'd have been ripped off for the last time. Man, I find if I don't like anybody or like somebody or like their shit or what they stand for, I just don't watch them. I mean, it's pretty easy. Like, no, you know, more power to you. If I don't like it, I mean, I go my own way. Good Lord, I was in some Generation Z rooms the other day, and to use their word triggered, my God, I was twitching. I was like, I can't believe these fuckers are going to try to survive. They're not going to make it. The shit that I'm thinking, I'm just like, no, man, I just got to keep that to myself. I'm just like, it's hard, but damn. I tell you, man, I hate that fucking word, but pretty much. It didn't even have nothing to do with me. I was just observing them more or less. And they're in there with these big ass bottles of liquor and beer and all this other shit. And this chick gets on there with a cigarette and they act like she was a fucking just like she crucified the Pope or something on TV. I mean, I was like, what are y'all freaking out about? The cigarette. I was like, seriously? It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you got a pint of liquor and drunk as shit and you're flipping out over a cigarette? I'm just like, oh my. Hell, that is weird. That's all I need. Good Lord, I was just looking at my arm and I don't know if it's the psoriasis or mosquito bites or something, but my God, right there in the place where you'd put an IV, it looks like I got track marks on my fucking arm or something. It's like, what the hell is this? Almost a pattern there. I'm like, good God, I don't want somebody to see that get the wrong idea. Being West Virginia and stuff, man, I swear. It does look like a pattern on my arm. I'd like to know what the hell done that. Almost like the old immunization guns. You know, old people have that scar where they got the whatever them guns they used to use back in the day. That's almost what it looks like. No, I don't ever mess with any crazy shit like that. Number one, I hate needles. Number two, it's just a bad idea from the get go. I smoke a little bit of weed. That's it. I don't even drink alcohol. Hell, I can't drink, man. I'd lose my damn mind. I'd be like a damn Frankenstein or something, terrorizing the neighborhood. It wouldn't go well. So I don't drink. Yeah, if needles are involved, it's because I'm gonna be in the hospital. That's the only way. And even then, I don't like it. Hey, I know what you're saying, man. I'm all about speaking your mind and shit. I'm all about the free speech and all that. I just don't want everybody to get all ass hurt and start arguing more than they do talking. That's all I ask. But I know what you're talking about in both cases, and you're both right. I just don't want to talk about it because there's nothing I can do about it except avoid those people, and I do. I sure as hell won't have any deal with them. Oh damn! I can kill you though, pyro. Alcohol directly to the rectum kill your ass because it doesn't get filtered by the liver. You might be able to get away with a beer, I guess, but shit, you all seen 1,000 Ways to Die where that guy put some in an enema bag and he gets drunk all right, right up until the point that he dies of alcohol poisoning. Alcohol get in your system way too much. And seriously, if you're putting anything up your ass, you really need to take a step back and look at what you're doing. Personal philosophy and all, you know. Oh my. Tell you what, man, alcohol. I've seen the worst shit I've ever seen in my life just about because of alcohol. On a daily, well, almost nightly basis, I hear what alcohol does living in a neighborhood now. People getting in fights, domestic violence, and people doing stupid shit. 99% of the time, it all tracks back to alcohol. Yeah. Reevaluate your life if you're sticking anything up your ass. That's exactly what I was saying. No doubt, man. Hell, I stand by everything I've said or done on YouTube. I haven't done anything to anybody that I'm ashamed of. I keep my word. I keep my mouth shut. Anybody says otherwise is full of shit. I know this to be a fact, so I don't have to worry about shit when it comes to that. And I do make an effort to keep things hidden off a camera. I sure as hell keep my mouth shut about where I obtain said items. Don't take video cameras in with me and show items on the shelf. Sure as hell don't do that. just a few basic little rules, man. It's a little respect for the community and the hobbies, all I ask for. I don't think I've ever done anything, like I said, that I'm not, that I'm ashamed of doing. I might have accidentally flashed a product name or something in a video, but if I did, it was brief, or it was European. It didn't matter. I think one time I showed some Thundercrackers because I thought they were European, but they weren't. But then I put some tape over it when I realized my mistake. But shit, mistakes happen. Yeah, any dealings I've had with Northwest or you just some pyro or anything like that, I've never had any problems with anything. I don't think I've had any dealings with Pyro Al in the past, but he's always been a good person to come and talk and chat for a long time, so I appreciate that. At least try to make the attempt, instead of making yourself popular by exposing said items, that's just being a sellout and you're selling out our hobby, so that I don't appreciate. Especially when you take guided tours and show the shit on the shelf. And then you go back to some of these videos and some of these tours and go back to a list of people that just got raided and busted and shit like that. And it's like a fucking roadmap. Just some pyro. I thought about doing that and I was told you shouldn't do that either. I'm like, you can't win. I'm not talking about anybody specific. I'm just saying you can go back to YouTube and look at videos of tours of different places and then overlay the places that got busted, and a lot of it pretty much fucking matches up. I don't know about you guys, but I noticed that they were about a year faster than they normally are on some of these items. They bitch about how you title your vids. Who, me? Hell, half the time my titles are misspelled. I'm a hillbilly after all. What the hell you expect? I'm flicking you shit. Okay. Yeah, they do. My supply on those are fairly low, I guess. But I'm good because I've learned that boom is something I don't like on a daily basis. I just don't. I'm more of a Thunder King kind of guy. That's about where I like on my firecrackers most of the time. If I'm gonna sit there and play with them for a while, that's the power level I like. After a while, it's not all about the biggest, biggest, biggest. Sometimes it's just in the power level that I'm comfortable with. What I want to, what I chill with. I went through a massive amount of Crazy Kings, gave a lot of them away, and then I let off a lot of them. I went from like a case to I got one box left. Of course, I remember the year before I made the little sad video with the violin, and I was talking about my boomer stash, and I only had a handful of items. So in a year's time, I've managed to do a lot better than that. Yeah. I've actually laid off a lot of that for a while, actually. Apparently, the people in the valley don't appreciate the salutes on a regular basis because I started getting gunfire in return. Dude, I don't even know what people think about me on forums and shit. I've never looked. Hell, I'm probably not even mentioned. Yeah, I actually don't need any more hate in my life, man. I've got plenty to go around just trying to make from point A to point B. Dealing with my family's all the hate that I got. I need. Just trying to order a pizza become a damn 2 hour long conflict the other day. That takes about all my patience. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Manic Pyro. People are like, what? But that's fine, man, because I don't care, man. I never come on here to be popular. Yes, I am a dad. But I can honestly say I've kept my word to anybody that I've gave it to in my YouTube time that I've been here. I've never ripped anybody off or not done something I said I was going to do. So I stand by that. Indeed. Yeah, I don't mess with Instagram anymore since I got ripped off on Instagram for a considerable amount of money. Well, not everyone, Pyro out. I've made some good friends here and some good connections that I actually trust. And that's not easy to do today, especially when you're getting ripped off and robbed every time you turn around. That's why I try to do a little bit of something for give away a banner or something I can ship legally. And that way I don't have to worry about that kind of thing biting me in the ass. But try to do something to make people feel better. And it's nice to have something in the mail coming. It's a good experience. Hell, just some pyro knows he won 2 giveaways in a row. He cleaned up last year, about this time, actually. Not worried about being popular, but I do keep my word. That's important to me. Too many people is a bunch of lying, honorless assholes. I'm just tired of it. There's nothing I can do about those people. They're going to be there regardless of what I do. So the only thing I can control is my own behavior. I started an Instagram account and everything like that, fool with it very little. Yeah, Northwest, he's kept his word on anything he's ever told me. Same way with Pyro Dude, man. If he tells me something, you can guarantee it. He's gonna make it happen. Ray, he's an honest guy. Never had any issues out of him. Never had any issues with anybody that's in here. Indeed, man. If more people had a little bit of personal honor and some self respect, shit would go a lot farther than it does now. But anymore, it's like who can cut whose throat quickest and what can you get out of it. And that's sad. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back. It's Mountain Dew time. All right, I'm back. Maybe I'll have to have an old school giveaway and give away this Walkman that I bought at the yard sale. And it's brand new, never used tape player Walkman with the auxiliary speakers. Talking about old school, man. It's got the bass boost on it, even. That sucks, man. You're gonna have to make it up to Boom Ridge sometimes and shoot some fireworks with me. I'd like to get a big group of pyros up there, have a good time. Let off whatever we want to let off and don't have to worry about it. I've got like 100 acres there and 4-wheelers and shit. I was gonna set up like a camp, just have everybody come and camp for a day or two. Let off fireworks, sit around, burn down, do whatever your thing is, and roll out. Other than that, It's cool. And that rule had to come into effect after the Great Firework Catastrophe of 2008. See, I don't get as drunk as my friends do. I never have. And happen to babysit them fuckers for the entire night. I don't ever want to do that again. So I don't. They kept trying to do the multiple launch off of a table with mortars and no racks, nothing to hold them, right? And they're stepping up, and three of them lighting their shell separate times. And the first one that went off would kick the other two over every time. And I watched this happen a couple of times in a row, and I'm like, oh, hell no. And it just got worse from there. You know, the only cassette I can find is a Cletus T. Judd, like one of them comedy cassettes from back in the day. That's the only cassette I can find. Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking. I got plenty of land. People just bring a tent, an air mattress, or what have you, set up. Hell, they can even set up in the yard if they want power and whatnot. That, or there's trails that go further up in the woods where there's other camp areas set up. Usually have a couple of running four wheelers. Usually. Fall here is really pretty, which is going to happen pretty soon. Actually, I'd say within a month, things are already starting to change colors here in September. I keep wanting to say it's August, damn it. Yeah, I'm going to film what I can film. I tried to go live where I shoot at, but the internet there is just too crappy. Yeah, I remember the Adam Sandler. Oh shit. Some of his songs, I can still sing them, man. I got them stuck in my mind for life. So far, I've had a few YouTubers come. Daniel Grick guy, he brought his family here for the weekend and lit off fireworks. And then KV Pyro come up for my birthday and let off some fireworks here in July, which was cool. Yeah, the Hanukkah song. I was trying to remember the one about weed that he had. I forget what it. Oh shit, it was funny. There was a whole album out, wasn't there? Adam Sandler album. I remember that shit, but vaguely. That's where I got shit in a goat's ass. Fuck up in a goat's ass or something or other. One of them Adam Sandler songs, I believe. Old Goat. It's just starting here, Pyro. Well, some of the birch trees and stuff like that are already getting yellow. And aspen trees are turning yellow already. Hell yeah, Manic Pyro. That's the best thing about fall right there. It's harvest time. That is the best thing for sure. Wanted to get my pyro all stacked up in one corner here and start moving my drones and stuff around to get more room. I've just run out of places to put stuff. Hell, I dropped one of my drone remotes and broke the damn stick off of $100 remote control. I'm like, son of a bitch. Had to super glue it back on there, but I'm like, that's bad. I'm not even destroying my stuff on the, from flying it. It's just falling off the desk. Yeah, man, sun pyro. I can't handle the winters down there in the south. It's even worse for me. It doesn't get as cold down there, but the wet, just something about the wet cold where I was at in Alabama anyway. It was just, that shit sinks into your bones. Even though it's not as cold, it's worse. More of a rain season is what I'd call it down there. And shit, that's on Lee Road 246 in Alabama, near Phoenix City. Yeah, it's me, man. I'm wanting to get rid of some of these drones because I've got more than I can fly. They're just getting beat up from being shuffled around. Want to keep the couple that I actually fly and I mess with and get rid of the rest. Colorado, man. I drove a truck through there a few times. It was pretty crazy. Some of the areas I was driving a truck through the mountains and stuff, I felt like a gopher going in one tunnel and out the next. I was like, this is some Roadrunner shit here. I remember that about Colorado. That and a lot of featureless land that goes on forever. A lot of grass. Last time I was in your area there, just some pyro. I went to Six Flags in Atlanta and a Braves game, and I'll never go to another baseball game ever. If anybody ever saw me at a baseball game, I am a hostage. I did not come there voluntarily. I'll never do that again. I mean, the only good thing about it is that the women are practically wearing nothing and they're hot as fuck around the ball field, and that was it. That was the only good part of that entire experience. And it wasn't worth stroking out over. Yeah, I am old school, man. And even though I liked a lot of the rides at Six Flags and stuff down there in Atlanta, I will never go back. That was the nastiest park I'd ever been to in my life, man. And people treated it like a garbage pit. People just sit there and just let their children dump their garbage and stuff wherever they were. And then I'd see the adults do the same damn thing as they're walking by a trash can. It's too hard to, drop it in the can, just let it fly. Kids sticking their bubble gums to all the ride entrances and stuff to where you can't even see the sign anymore. It's just a mass of bubble gum. And I'm just like, this place is fucking nasty. Not me, just some pyro. You'll never see me at a baseball game ever again unless I'm hostage somehow, being tortured ever. I'm too old to play. Now, I would be down for that, but I'll never be a spectator again. It's like Tennessee pyro, man. Tennessee Dollywood, one of the nicest, cleanest parks I've ever been to. I mean, that was awesome. Dollywood, my first time there was a few years back, opening day. I'm inside the park before it's even open. All the lights are out and stuff. It was really cool. I was at like 4:30 in the morning walking around the park, and as the people were coming and turning stuff on and shit, and I'm talking to these people and shit. I'm like, this is awesome. I got the whole, inside scoop on opening day. It was pretty sweet. Few issues throughout the day, but not nothing really bad. Dude, I'll never go back to that park. It was just disgusting. People making it disgusting was the worst part. Oh yeah, I go to Coaster Stock each year at Kings Island and Cincinnati in the spring. It's usually in shit. I want to say May. This was the fourth or fifth year of Coaster Stock. I can't remember, but it's awesome. We get to go into the park early in the morning before the park opens to the general public. Ride all the rides, all the concessions and stuff like that's free. We just pretty much take whatever we want. And then we get there, all of our credentials and shit for the day, and they'll shut down some of the rides and just let our group ride them all day, sometimes up till 3 o'clock in the morning, which is pretty awesome. I'm standing in the rain, really bad rain on one of the Coaster Stock nights I remember, and I was talking to a guy that was, you could tell by his outfit that he was one of the higher ups in the park. I'm like, well, it's a shame we're going to lose all of our time because of the rainstorm. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. He's like, as long as you guys want to ride, we'll keep the park open. And he was like the general manager of the company. I'm like, okay, that's pretty badass. So now I get the VIP treatment when I go to Kings Island, and that's nice. Dollywood is an excellent park to go to. We have the Lightning Rod Roundup and my roller coaster club that goes there each year. And the thing I would say about Dollywood is it's a good 1 day park because there's enough stuff there for 1 day. 2 days is stretching it a bit much. Now, Pigeon Forge, the town, where Dollywood is at, it's the biggest tourist trap I've ever seen. There's enough stuff there. There's more stuff to do there than you have money in your wallet. I guarantee it. It's crazy. It's there's more stuff in that area there in Pigeon Forge and all that than Las Vegas. It's really crazy. It's something to see, man, for real. I'll be at Dollywood probably in the spring, like opening day, like ridiculously early if I go with the club for the Lightning Rod Roundup this year, which is actually too early in the year for me. I want to go when the park is actually probably about midsummer when things are actually green. Is the next time I'll be at Dollywood. Thunder over Louisville. I haven't been on that one or been there. I tell you what, if you go to Dollywood, my favorite ride there by far is the mine ride. Oh, what's it called? Shit. Oh, good lord. Offhandedly, I can't remember the name of the ride, but it's a mine cart ride where you go underground. It's got simulated explosives and everything, so even the pyro will like it. It's got a lot of cool visual effects of video and everything. It's a really cool ride. Hey, you can find videos of it online. Oh crap! I knew what the name. Hell, I got videos of it. I should probably post. A lot of pigeon forts burned, but they rebuilt it really quick, man. They built it back better than it was to start with. Like the Wrigley's, believe it or not, there's a lot of their museums and aquariums and all kinds of Wrigley stuff is really big in Pigeon Forge for some reason. And a lot of their facade on their museum had melted, and they replaced it with like this multi-million dollar. You just have to see it, man. And then you have the Titanic there beside the road, which is kind of crazy to see as you're driving by. There's more shit going on, and there's more lights there on their strip than there is in Vegas. I swear, there really is. It's something to see. I would just say, bring shit tons of cash. Boomsday in Knoxville. Ah, cool, man. I haven't heard of that. That's not too far. I used to get my fireworks in Tennessee before they made them legal here in West Virginia. That's where I got most of my shit. All right, Bucklight Studios. Thanks for coming in and joining us, man. I appreciate it. Come in anytime, man. Trying to hit thunder, huh? Cool. Yeah. I tell you what, man, there's just so much to do there at Dollywood. It's crazy. And like, man, I took a walk down the strip at 3 o'clock in the morning when I first got there and got checked into my hotel. Just seeing the stuff that was closed was nice with all the stuff, all the different restaurants and different, you know, more or less tourist trap shit, but it's still cool. And across the road from me, there's a 24-hour arcade that's got all kinds of kick ass games, which my daughter was all about dropping some money there, of course. And they even had the two-story go kart track opened at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you could race 55-mile-an-hour go karts. Of course, so the sign says, and a two-story track, which looked pretty damn cool. They have a thing where you can do a monster truck thing and drive a monster truck over some cars set up beside the road going on. I saw that. They have one of them skydiving chambers where you can put on the suit and shit and hover over top one of them gigantic fans like you're skydiving. They've got one of those. Uh, they did have helicopter tours and stuff like that on the mountain, but that one crashed. I don't know what they done about that. They probably still do have them. And then there's all kinds of mountain coasters set up in the general area there that you can go and pay a fee and ride their roller coasters. It'll take you way up to the top of the mountain, and then you ride down in a sled thing that's got like a brake in between your legs that you pull to slow down on your way down the hill. Some of them alpine coasters look pretty cool. They can get expensive at $25 a pop to ride them, though, but some of them are pretty cool. And then you got your general markup on everything as far as restaurants and stuff go. I mean, I'm not fancy. I just like Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, shit like that. And they do have stuff like that there. It's just you're going to pay a little bit of a markup. Of course, people say it's good to spend the extra money and do the Dixie Stampede dinner theater thing and all that shit. But that's not really my style. Being on a helicopter is a trip, dude, especially a little tiny one. You better be ready because it's scarier than you may think. Bigger helicopters, not as scary. Little helicopters, really scary. All right, in my experience. I remember they had it at I think it was either King's Dominion in Virginia or Kings Island in Ohio. It was one of the two, but they had helicopter tours. I think it was in Ohio that was had helicopter tours there at the park of Cincinnati for like $100 a person. But that attraction was only there like one summer and it was gone. So I don't know what happened about that. Yeah, I don't know, man, about buffets and shit like that. This stuff's too many horror stories for me. I tell you what was cool about being in Pigeon Forge and stuff like that is everybody talked like I do, more or less. Nobody thought I was from somewhere else. They thought I was from there. I mean, normally people right away when they go to an amusement park hear my accent and know I'm from somewhere else, but I blend right in there at Pigeon Forge. Cool, man. I have one of those remote control Cobra gunships in the basement somewhere. It's more of a model, but it does fly. But I went for multiple, I think it was either 2 or 3 days for Dollywood, and that was just too long. Day one, you can do just about everything you want to do there at the park. I'd say spend a day at the park at Dollywood and then spend a day in Pigeon Forge just looking around at different stuff. If you plan it out and get like group discounts and stuff, it's how you save money, really. A lot of those Wrigley's attractions, like the aquariums and the museums and the haunted house and whatnot, they do have a couple really good haunted houses there, by the way. But if you get package deals, you can save a lot on that shit. You don't want to go in there blind and just start doing stuff, man, or your wallet will get destroyed. I like to go and I still like to do shit, but I like to do it smart, you know? There's no use in giving these places all your money. Oh, okay, cool. That must be what I remember, but I haven't seen it there in a long time, Pyro. Not in many years. Might just be me not seeing it there, but I haven't personally seen it there in years. I was trying to decide if I wanted to go to King's Dominion for their Halloween haunt or if I wanted to go to Kings Island in Ohio for the Halloween haunt. Trying to make up my mind on which park that I wanted to go to, right? So we go to this flea market, my family, and somebody had threw away this big box of dishes, right? I could see a bunch of glasses and cups and all this other shit. Well, my mom and them are moving, they packed a lot of this stuff away. I'm like, well, they could probably use a lot of this stuff in the meantime, you know. So I was going to take that box of dishes to them. And right underneath the dishes, there was a 1970s plate from King's Dominion in Virginia on top. I'm like, what's the odds of this being here in the middle of nowhere, you know, out of this box that I pick up? This would mean nothing to most people around here except for me, you know. I don't know nothing about aquariums, but the one there in Tennessee or there near Dollywood says it's the biggest or the best in the United States or some shit. But I've heard multiple people say that's not true. I don't honestly know myself, but I've heard many people say that was horseshit. All right, Pyro. Well, I appreciate you coming in here and talking with us, man. Take her easy, bro. Get some rest. Come and join us next time for another exciting episode of Pyro Talk. Dun dun dun. Actually, I was in here working on my security system, hooking up other cameras and shit. Got everything working now. Georgia beat that. What the fuck you talking about? Oh yeah, well, that's what they says on the Wrigley Aquarium, biggest in the United States, or some shit right there on the sign. I've been all over, man, especially amusement parks and shit like that across the country and just about every state. And even Las Vegas itself is not as big a tourist trap as what this place is there at Dollywood. I mean, it is everything there is set to look cool and take your money. I'm like, holy shit. They have this one hotel, man, and set up like a big Christmas village and shit, like all the time. I bet that place would be awesome to stay at Christmas, but hot tubs in the rooms and fireplace, the whole nine, right? Place is made up like Santa's workshop or some shit. Maybe that's what you have to do. I don't really care about going to aquariums and shit. I see all the fish I want to see on TV. I don't really couldn't see myself paying to go in and look at fish. I don't get that personally. Hey, you know what I'm talking about, Tennessee Power. That place would be crazy to stay at actually for Christmas, wouldn't it? I bet people spend a fortune staying during Christmas. All right, now. What's going on with people deleting messages and shit? Message deleted by Northwest. All right, what the hell's going on, guys? Tennessee Pyro, Northwest. What the fuck are y'all doing? Well, that shit just happening automatically. Well, that's disturbing. Has it been blocking what you're saying and shit? We installed the fire and security alarms, yeah. I see that. Why did something go back and start erasing shit? Very strange. That's strange. Hard to tell. Might be YouTube just taking a dump. It's been acting kind of strange lately. I just wondered if y'all were in some kind of a war. All right. Tennessee Pyro was unhidden by Northwest. So what the hell? Tennessee Pyro, are you there? Damn yard gnomes, huh? Okay. I got lasers for them guys to keep them protected, not to keep them out. People took my damn laundromats down here, pissed me off. I decided to buy the good ones, some blown glass mushrooms, which I paid a fortune for, that I thought was really cool. It lit up really nice at night, solar powered. Put them out, and I put some brass solar lights that had stainless glass in them instead of plastic, because I wanted them to, last a few years before they started looking like crap. Some crackhead, I guess, helped himself to that shit. So I started upping my security around here. On their watch and just some pyro they're bored as fuck because ain't nothing going on here. They won't learn much other than my remote control card and some Mountain Dew, baby. That'd be messed up, man. I don't think I'd come back if they do. Yeah, God knows. Don't even bring up the flex tape guy, bro. Pretty cool though, because that troll ended up joining us eventually. He failed miserably. We converted him. It was funny though. We were bored. I'll never forget that shit. That one dude come in and said that shit that was so crazy it just stopped that troll dead in his tracks. He didn't know what to say. It was just like, what? Yeah. I don't think they're worried about my fireworks right now. They wouldn't fill up a Geo Metro. My stock is low. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz guy just shut that troll down immediately. He didn't know what to say. He was like, what? So then the troll joined forces with us talking shit about the Wizard of Oz guy. Troll gave up, joined up, and then went away. No, man, I've lit a crazy number of fireworks this year, so I've been happy. My stock's low for a reason, but that's cool. It'll get built up this winter. That's what I like to do. Of course, I got a lot of shit coming up this next year, so my stash probably not going to be that impressive for a while. Not with my little girl going off to college and everything. It's probably going to take all my money. but I'll still get stuff here and there. It's just not going to be a room full. But you know how it is with us pyros. We always run across some stuff here and there. Yo, I gotta start getting her car ready and shit, man. It's crazy. Actually, she's going for psychology, I believe. I'm proud of her. She's got good enough grades to go just about anywhere she wants, really. I taught her at a young age. I'm like, if you want to be able to afford to go to college, you're going to have to get really impressive grades because we're going to need all the grants we can get. And I drilled that into her head over the years. So she took my words to heart, and she has all kinds of colleges wanting her to attend. I think my little girl's going to go to Marshall, which is about 3 hour drive from where I'm at now. But it's a good school. And not too crazy far away, you know. I just have to build her a good enough car to make that trip safely and dependably. My daughter's been getting a lot of requests from religious colleges and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know why, but we seem to be getting a lot of that. I'm gonna let her go to a school to where she can get a valuable degree and make a living, man. She owes me a Corvette, dude. All these years of tutoring and stuff, I told her when she hits it big, she's got to buy her old man a nice car. I'll be one of them guys that can't even get in and out of it, but it'll be nice. It's just something I always told her to mess with her and try to motivate her. She always wants to do something for her dad, you know. Me and her been really close, raising her and everything. It's been a good experience, but I've always tried to keep her ahead. Unfortunately, she's a little too soft hearted, though. She's going to have to learn how to get a little tougher. But I think all of Generation Z seems to have an issue with that. No, I've already built my own car before. After I got done with it, I was kind of done with it. It was odd, but I spent years building it. And after I got done building it, I drove it for a few years and I was like, my quest for horsepower and such is not what it used to be. I'm more about getting to point A to point B nicely, comfortably, and cheaply as possible. That's where my niche is now. Actually, just some pyro. I'm thinking of something like maybe a Malibu hybrid or something. I want a car that's large enough to hold everybody comfortably, has good power and good fuel economy. And I drove one of those around for a week when I rented it, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a little hard to get used to the different motors, cycling in and out. But the amount of miles that I took and the way that I was driving and everything, I was pretty impressed with it. I don't know how dependable that system will be. It seems like that turning off and turning on all the time would be hard on a motor, even if it was made for it. But the time that I spent with the car, I was pretty impressed. That and Toyotas are really sweet. I don't know. The Malibu hybrid was pretty nice. Like I said, I liked it. There's things I didn't like about it, but overall, I liked it. Cool. I want something. I think I'm gonna put the little Geo Metro on the road. I don't know if you guys remember my video from way back about the 50 mile per gallon project. Well, that little car, what it needs now is a new exhaust system put on it because the exhaust was cut off because the people that couldn't figure out why it wouldn't run. That's one of the things they did to try to check was cut the exhaust off. So I have to fit a new exhaust system on it. I think I'm gonna put it on the road. It'd be cheaper to get around in my truck for just little around town, shit like that trips. It'd be great. All right, Tennessee, man. I appreciate you joining us. Heck, congrats on winning the Black Cat stuff, man. I hope you like that banner. Damn Northwest. I think I'm gonna trade my truck off and get something else. It's a nice little truck. I just don't need something like that, really. The four-wheel drive and shit like that's is nice, but the seat in the back is just one of them little jumper seats, and it's not big enough for anybody, really. That I just need an SUV, really. Have a good one, man. So far with that Nissan truck, I've had to put a new coil in it and a couple other little odds and ends. But I think I'm just going to shot it up and get rid of it. Yeah, he won that pretty sweet black cat banner. Yeah, I agree, man. It's just not serving a purpose right now where I've got three people and it only holds two, really. That's becoming an issue. That, and even though that truck's only got a 3.3 liter V6 engine in it, it uses a V8 gas mileage. It's got awesome power. It's got the off road package, big ass skid plates, all that shit. But I'm not really off roading. But the streets here in town are all to hell. Where it's got that off road package and you hit one of these bumps here in town, it'll send your ass lurching sideways if you're not careful. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a minivan actually, but I wouldn't get a Dodge anything. I actually have a PT Cruiser that I like. I know what people think about PT Cruisers, but after you learn how to work on them and shit like that, they're an excellent thing to have. The parts on them are practically given away. They're a pain in the balls to work on, but once you learn how to do it, it's not that bad. I've got good service out of mine, man. It still looks like a brand new one inside and out. Little 2.4 4-cylinder engine. I think the body's got like 250,000 miles on it. I think the motor's got about 100,000 on it now. But I have that thing set up to where I can disconnect the headlights and shit like that and lift the front end off of that thing in about 30 minutes. Have complete access to just about everything. Tractor trailer style, you know. Just more or less remove the whole nose. It'd be cool to put something big in it, but I'm done with doing shit like that. It's too expensive. I put a 400 small block in a Firebird one time that was made for a 2.8. That was my first Frankenstein project, and that taught me a lot, especially about gear ratios and such. Yeah. Tell you what, man, I'd like to get one of the turbo PT Cruisers that was in good shape. That's all I'd need. A little 4-cylinder that's in the PT Cruiser, man. I'm not going to say it's fast by any stretch of the imagination, but it gets around good for what it is. I said last time I got a little Nissan car, I was happy to get back in my PT Cruiser because I could actually pull out in traffic again without getting run over. So it's definitely a step up from that. I remember the last time I took that PT Cruiser on a trip to Kings Island. The whole way up there, in the back of my mind, I was thinking about the alternator failing. And I do not know why, but that was just haunting my mind, was the alternator failing, right? Haunted my mind all the way up there the whole time on the way back home. No problem. But in the back of my mind, I kept thinking that the alternator was going to fail for whatever reason. Got back home, unloaded it, drove to my mother's house, which is about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes from here. And the damn alternator went out on it. I could feel the shit coming though, man. I was like, God, I'm glad that it happened here and not out of state somewhere. Because the route that I take from here to get to Kings Island, a large part of it is like an Amish country where there is no gas station, there is no nothing but fields and shit for miles. And I'm like, that's where I'm going to break down at. So that's why I always rent a car now when I travel. That way, if something happens to it, I can call them up and be like, hey, bring me another one. This one doesn't work. Don't put the miles on my own car. Plus, it's nice to drive something different every now and then, too. I hate to have the added expense of having to rent something, but it pays off with not having to worry about it in the long run. For me, anyway. Well, with the PT Cruiser, just some pyro, the problem with the turbos on them was part of the oil drain was the way it was bent or something. It was restricting the flow, and it was building up sludge where the pipe was cranked. And eventually, if you didn't keep up the maintenance, like like crazy maintenance on it, that shit would get stopped up and burn out the turbos on them. That's what happened with the PTs. But if you got the replacement part before you fucked up the whole system, then it was all right. But there are a lot of them that got burned up just because they didn't, know anything about that oil tube being recalled on the PTs with the turbos. Dude, I've had every kind of car problem you can imagine. Some of it from buying and driving just old pieces of shit, and then some of it brand new cars, just bad luck. It's like that Ford Fusion, like a $40,000 car, man. First year driving it, electronic power steering fails on the car. And when electronic power steering fails, it's different than like when you lose your power steering in a regular car. It becomes unsteerable. I mean, literally, it take every bit of strength that I have just to move the wheels a little bit. I don't have anything to compare it to that's that hard. Even turning the wheels on a tractor trailer with no power steering is easier than turning the wheels on a Ford Fusion when that electronic steering failed. Killed, I don't know how many people. Last time I looked, it was like half a dozen people have been killed because of this problem with this car, but still they haven't recalled or done anything about it. Yeah, it's like $2,600 for a new unit in this car that's less than a year old, right? You and the part that they're putting in it is defective as well. They're telling you up front that the part is defective that they're replacing it with. So I'm like, what the fuck? It almost killed us last time. I don't want that same part in there. Fuck this car. I had like the episode of Chappelle, fuck that couch, but that's what it was. Fuck this car. I'm like, nah. $450 a month for a car I couldn't even steer. I'm like, yeah, I think not. Hell, they're shoddy. Like in painkiller rockets I let off, man. Them things are fucking shoddy. I've had that failure that happens every now and then. Once in a blue moon happens several times now with that. It's no good. Them rockets are dangerous as shit. Dude, but that electronic power steering feel, it was unlike anything I'd ever felt. Because, I mean, it took every bit of power you have while the wheels were moving just to make the car move, man, for real. I've turned tractor trailer wheels with no power steering, and they were easier because at least you had the giant wheel to crank down on for some leverage. But not in that car. It becomes undrivable. And that's not good when it fails on you as you're driving down the road. I said it's been several years since I looked, but last time I looked, it was half a dozen deaths have been attributed to it already. And Ford don't give a shit. They're not even acknowledging it. It's one of the reasons why they're not doing the recall because they don't want to be liable for the deaths that's already piled up due to that malfunction. So as far as Ford products, they'll never get a dime from me again. I don't really know what to buy these days. Seems like everything's got a horror story or a piece of shit. Especially these cars that are made to be cute. You know, these cars that are made for females, mostly that are just made to be cute, like the little Fiats and the Volkswagens and all this stuff. The cars that are usually under the hood a complete nightmare, a mess, piece of shit. But because it's cute, they sell. My daughter wanted one of them Fiats, and I started looking into this car, right? I've never seen a car that says it has a 100% failure rate on anything. But this car's got a 100% failure rate on its transmission. I'm like, wow, I've never seen that before. 100% guaranteed your transmission will fail. No, I told them they could have their fucking car. Gave the car back. And actually, I'm in a class action lawsuit about that car to this day. Oh, the Volkswagen Beetle was a fucking nightmare, man. I had a 2000 model, and the first thing I had to do was fix the problem on the fuel rail that caused them to erupt into flames. That was the first defect I had to fix, because it was the most dangerous. And then everything else with that car requires special tools to do this, special tools to do that. Car's just a nightmare to work on. Fun little car to drive when it's working correctly. The little Beetles are fast, and they maneuver really well with the right tires and suspension on them. I can't fault them at all. Even the new ones go awesome in the snow and shit, like a little tank. But mechanically, they're a nightmare. That'd be a nightmare. Wonder where the other UV light went. Here's one of them. Trying to find my UV lights and stuff. I've got to do some organization stuff in here. Half the shit that I've got, I don't even know where it's at. Be time to set up my Halloween display. I look forward to playing with that. Oh shit. I'd kill this big ass spider over here. Got your ass. Nasty fucking bug. Get my screwdriver all nasty. Bug guts. Damn it. It'd be a juicy bastard. Sorry, I'm spider killing. Not good either. Ugh. So I wipe this shit off before I forget about it. Sorry. I've got orders to destroy all spiders on contact. God damn. And there's spiders just there, so I'd let it walk off. That's nasty. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. If anybody's still here, I'm back. Everybody probably done went to sleep. Oh shit, the light went dead. Yeah, I know Fiat's crap. We all know Fiat's crap. It's just teenage daughters like, oh, them cute cars. Yeah, but dude, you're not gonna go far in them. Mid-state fireworks convention, huh? Can't say I know anything about that. Where do they have it at? Oh shit, Nevada. Way out of my area. Yeah, Buffalo, Missouri. Way out in nowhere for me. Got it. Sorry. Yeah, that's a crazy drive for me, man. You like to travel though, just a power. That'd be a hell of a trip. I know it would be for me anyway. I don't sleep. Yeah, no doubt. Gotta have a steady intake of THC too, though. You left that out. You know what? I'd sleep more if I could. I guarantee you that. If I could sleep, I sure as fuck would. My sleep schedule is 9 shades of messed up. There'd be times where I don't sleep for a week. Sometimes there'll be times I'll sleep for 2 or 3 days straight, just about. I don't know how I'd feel about being on one of them group shoots. I usually don't play well with others. I think that's what the report card always said. Don't play well with others. I think that's what it was. I can't really knock it either because I've never tried one of those group shoots. Just a guess, man, but I'd say he's probably somewhere in the Northwest. Oh shit! Sorry, Brad. I had to. Yeah, no doubt. One-eyed Willie and all that good shit. Yeah, I don't ever want to hear that when I'm on the streets of Seattle. One-eyed Willie means something completely different there. Did y'all check out that webcam that they got set up under that underpass for all them meth heads and shit live there in Seattle or somewhere in the Northwest? Oh, like, good God. It's horrible, but it's like fascinating at the same time. It's like watching a damn train wreck. You start watching the shit just trying to figure it out. You see all this little shit going on behind the scenes because they know they're being filmed. And it's like, okay, they use the trash can for all kinds of different shit. The poor little trash can that people call RTD2, they gave the trash can a name. You see the pimps roll in with their prostitutes and all this other shit. It's like, it's fucking horrible, but it's real. It's like, damn. Every so often it shows them on there cleaning up their camp, scooping their asses up, making them leave, and then it shows them coming right back. Dude, I grew up looking for the adventure from the Goonies. That was the kind of shit I was all about when I was younger, man. That's why I'd saddle up my horse and take off on adventures for 2 or 3 days at a time, sometimes by myself. I found caves and mines and all kinds of cool shit. Lucky to make it back, really. Never found no damn pirate ship, though. I don't know, man. I don't understand that shit at all. What gets me with those kind of drugs and the stuff that puts people on the street like that is what the hell made them ever think that shit was going to be a good idea? Like it worked out so well for everybody else that done it. I don't see the selling points. Here, and some of this, you'll end up living on the street and sucking dick in no time. What? No, that's a drug I don't want. That's what they need on TV instead of just say no to drugs. They need to have some cracked out dude on there and be like, "You can do this drug, you'll be sucking dick on the street in no time." Shit, you won't be able to give that stuff away to kids. That's the anti-drug message we need. Real. Yeah, it's all types that end up there, man. But good God, drugs is just, why would a person want to turn to something like that they know is going to fucking make their life that much worse? I don't see the appeal. I really don't. Especially the people that I've seen that's actually had a good life going and throw it all away for that shit, man. And I've seen that happen firsthand in my own family, man. I've seen that stuff happen. My aunt, she grew up like my little sister. And then later on, she converged when she got to be a teenager. All she cared about was money. And that was the kind of adult she become. She had to have a $50,000 truck, she had to have a 2-story house. She was just that kind of person, had to have the best and the most expensive of everything you could think of. And she got into drugs, and it just all went away. And I watched that entire downward spiral take place because I live next door to all this shit. Not to mention family members and whatnot, but it just she kept it going for about 12 or 13 years before everything finally come due. But it still causes problems to this day. Because she had the resources and the money with her husband, working in the mines, being a section boss or some shit. I don't know what he did, but he got paid a lot. So her habit was supported. But all the cousins and stuff like that hung out with her, and a lot of them did because she had money and she had shit, so naturally the people gravitated towards her. They also got hooked on these drugs, but they didn't have any way of paying for these drugs. They didn't have a rich husband like her, and she just spawned an entire generation of thieves, man. And the people that were doing all the thieving were my cousins. That was the worst part about it. But just pretty much it cost her life in the long run. She ended up overdosing and shit, and she spout I don't know how many people, turned them into thieves and drug addicts, and just ruined an entire group of people, man. I had to leave the area, my house and everything like that, what was left of it, and move someplace and not even tell my family where I even lived. That's how bad it got. Yeah, that ought to be the message right there. Well, I came to the county that I'm in now to visit my mom for 2 weeks during the holidays. And when I came back, my water lines were gone. My heat pump was gone off the side of the house. The heat exchanger, all that shit downstairs that was connected to the heat pump that was made out of aluminum or copper was gone. And they took the hot water heater, started removing the electrical wires from the house, along with the breakers and everything else, in 2 weeks. So at that point, I just shut the fucking door and never went back. Yeah, it sucked. What sucks even worse is I still pay for that heat pump every month. I pay $100 a month for a pump that some crackhead stole years ago. That pisses me off every month. I tell you what, it's hard to defend yourself against family too, because they know you, they know your schedule, they know your habits. I mean, they're gonna be the worst people to have robbing you. Believe that. I was gonna kill the fuckers, but I'm like, well, I've just come to the realization of let their life be their own punishment. because the road that they're on is going to do things to them that I couldn't possibly do. There's no way that I could do anything to those people that they haven't done to themselves, which is bad, but there's really nothing you can do that they haven't done to themselves. It's like that one guy, he had robbed me, and he actually wasn't a family member. He was just a crackhead that lived in his mom's basement across the street. And he had done that shit for years. I mean, he'd been arrested probably 75 times and bragged about it. The cops are like, oh, this is so and so. He does that all the time, but don't worry about him. We'll find him in a ditch someday. He's one of those people that you find everybody else in the ditch but this guy. He's like a cockroach. He just keeps on keeping on. Every time he gets busted, he rolls over on his drug buddies and gets out of it, which you think would be enough to get him terminated right there, but it doesn't. Somehow this guy just keeps on. So I left the area. The place I live at now. Hell, I was at the gun store talking to the guy behind the counter. He was a former military Navy guy. We're talking about different ammo and whatnot. He's kept asking me, do you know this so and so? Do you know so and so? And I'm like, nope, nope. I'm like, I've been around here for almost 20 years. I don't know anybody. And I'm okay with that. Dude, it ended up with my aunt and everything like that. The fancy truck was being hid by the repo man along with their four wheelers. The 2-story house ended up being set on fire by her when she caught her husband cheating on her or something. I don't remember what the story was with that, but it ended with her overdosing on something or another. And even though I grew up with her, being my little sister and stuff, I've never really, when I think about her, I don't really feel grief. I just feel like, damn, you stupid. And that's how I can feel about it. That might be a failing on my part, but that's how I feel about it. It's hard to feel sorry for somebody when they do something like that to themselves. Not to mention all the other little turds that she created along the way that are still in and out of jail and robbing people to this day. It come through here in West Virginia like a tornado, man, with the opioid crisis. I mean, they sensationalized the hell out of it on the news, but it was really bad around here in some places. It destroyed an entire generation, more or less. A lot of it, anyway. Well, and they did crack down on those kind of medications because now, in order to get those kind of medications, you literally have to be dying. But it had the adverse effect that now people have turned to things like fucking heroin and meth. Meth seems to be the big problem around here with the houses and shit catching fire and exploding. There's been several throughout the town that I live in that's just blew up because of meth labs in the last year. Another reason why I armor the hell out of my house and keep putting up cameras. I'm gonna start making my own house look like I'm a drug dealer by the amount of cameras that I have up, but I'm just trying to keep the crackheads away from my shit. Yeah, I watched that documentary and it made me ashamed that they would put something like that on TV. Makes my entire state look bad. Horrible people, man. But unfortunately, there was a lot of people like them. Yeah, I wish they'd take the West Virginia name off their stupid little documentary, because that makes us all look like we're a bunch of unstable drug addicts. I watched that stupid shit. Fucking unstable kid gets a shotgun to start shooting a truck in the yard like that's a normal thing that happens. I'm like, all right. Woman's in the hospital, just gave birth, and her mother's crushing up pills and snorting them off the table. I'm like, oh my. And then I think the woman was complaining why they took her baby away. I can't see a reason why, good grief. Just horrible shit like that. It was never that big of a thing here in Northwest, but now since they cut off the drugs and stuff by the prescription, it's becoming one. I'm more concerned about the meth blowing up the houses and shit in the neighborhood myself, especially considering how close together they are down here. And that's something for the guy that's got a room full of fireworks to say, but I'm not in here, Good God. Fortunately, most of that stuff stayed on the other end of town and hasn't really been down this way yet. Maybe the police station at the end of the block has something to do with it. Maybe not. I don't know. I know it seems like people speed up here when they go by it, which makes no sense because I live in one of them towns. If I go out after dark and even touch the speed limit, I got a cop on my ass. Usually all the way to usually all the way to the gas station and back for no reason. My shit's legal. I don't drink. They're on my ass. And then I follow vehicles all the time that's barely in their own lane. It's like, where in the hell's the cop now? It won't get bad here until about this time of year, man. Once into summer and everybody pulls their boats out of the lake and shit for the year and tourism stops, then you got mm, deer season and stuff like that brings in a lot of people to the area. Then after that, the locals and shit like that, they'll ticket you for being out at the wrong time of day. I don't know, man. I'm right at the speed limit, and they're always up on me for something. I ain't got a ticket for shit because I keep my stuff legal. But I don't appreciate the high headlight escort on your ass. When they get real close to you with them bright lights, trying to get you to fuck up so they can pull you over. I hate that horse shit. It's that kind of town, though, man. I kept having cops when they pulled me over, kept telling me, I know you. I'm like, no, you don't. We never talked before. They're like, yeah, we do. And they kept telling me that apparently there's, a guy that looks like me, which for years I thought was horseshit, just a lie that they said, to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. And I finally seen this dude a couple of years ago walking down the sidewalk. There is a guy that looks just like me that lives in this town. And that's fucking weird. Maybe the cops wasn't talking shit. Maybe this guy is a troublemaker. But he did look a lot like me because the first thing I thought when I saw this dude, I'm like, damn. And then the rest of the people in my car is like, damn, he does. So I'm like, maybe it's not a story after all. Yeah. Maybe I should put this Walkman up on a giveaway on my channel. Have an old school giveaway for a tape player. Call it the old school giveaway. That, or I might have to find something Halloween related or whatnot and do something. You'll have to let somebody else win this year, though, Georgia. I don't know, man. One summer I got pulled over 28 times in a row. Just about every night I got off from work because I drove a nice car and I got off work at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But because I drove through town in a nice car at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm an automatic drug dealer. Even though I didn't pulled over like 28 times. Finally, I went to the magistrate and I told him, I'm like, dude, this ain't funny anymore. You're going to have to do something about this shit. He took care of it. I told that fucker, like, I don't know if I have a donut tied around my neck or what, but I'm tired of playing with you guys or so shit. I told him, I don't know. Just because I was pimping with the nice Oldsmobile, Cutlass Sierra. Had the Cadillac wire rims on it. The windows tinted black. Shit. Just because I'm pimping don't mean I'm dealing. I'm working, damn it. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here and do some pimping from my chair where I can stretch out. But I appreciate you guys coming and joining me tonight. Shooting the shit for a while. All that good stuff. Take her easy, guys. Have a good night.